So you want to own your first legal gun in California. What to do and how to go about it, and what is the whole process. So, say you're thinking about buying a gun in California and you want to do it the legal way, right? So, what you do is you go online, search for which one you like, sort out the sort out all the details and which ones you want, what color, and all that, right? Online, you can add it to cart or go in person, right? Go in person, look in the store, really talk their ear off, right? Ask them questions, ask them about the laws, anything and everything that you have unanswered, ask them. You know, they're the most knowledgeable when it comes to that's, I guess, kind of stuff. Except if they're like a new hire or something, they might not know a lot. Um, but you can go there, you're gonna pick it out, and you're gonna purchase it. You're gonna pay for it that day, and they're gonna make you fill out paperwork. I forgot what form it is, but it's a government form, right? Purchasing a gun, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna charge you right then and there. I think it's like an extra $37 or $38, depending where you go, and it goes up in price for different FFL dealer you go to. And those are dealers that, I guess, gun dealers that sell you the gun. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill out that paperwork. There's gonna be your address, social security number, everything about you, right? Down to the T. You're doing a background check with I think it's just the Department of Defense and Department of Justice. I don't think it's gonna go towards the FBI unless you get a license. I don't think they do that. No, they don't do that. Sorry, they don't. So it's just the 2D and I think the Department of Justice. And it's gonna take 10 days for them to get it back, right? And they make you fill out actual paper, but I'm pretty sure they do it online. That's just a copy for them to have. And once you fill it out, you're gonna have to wait 10 days for California law. So you're gonna have to go home with nothing. You paid everything. You wait 10 days, and on that 10th day, usually good shops, they'll let you know, like, hey, your firearm is ready for pickup. You know, come on when you're ready, and come down, sign a release. To most stores have a release where you sign like, hey, I'm picking it up. And you show ID. Make sure you bring your ID, and then bring depending on if it's a handgun, rifle, or shotgun. Sorry, if it's just a handgun, it's your ID, and you need a second recent proof of residency, and you also need a lock, right? And they only take certain things for that second ID or proof of residency, like bills. I used my my registration because it's obviously coming to my residence, right? And it has my name on it and everything. So I use my registration for my car, and that's only for handguns. For rifles and shotguns and other things, I don't think you need that second, or I don't think they're too strict on that second proof of residency. I think they just look at a certain paper, just depending on where you go, right? It's all depending on everything. Once you sign a release and you have all that paperwork with you, make sure you store that paperwork just in case you need to prove that you're the owner of it and stuff like that, right? And then you'll get it, right? When you're signing the release and they bring it out what you purchase, and they're showing you they usually show you how to do it, right? How to load it, how to unload it correctly and stuff. I think that's all they show you, but they want to see that you're competent enough to do that stuff before they release it. So they'll tell you like, hey, can you load it, can you unload it, and stuff like that, and they'll have you do it in front of them while they're watching you, right? So you do that, and then you sign a release, and then you gotta go home with it, right? You go home. Now, there's a lot of laws that we didn't explain, and only for the reason because a lot of laws in California are always being debated, and they're either brought back and then they're appealed and then brought back, and it's really hard to stay up to date with all that stuff, right? And the average normal person really wouldn't. So it's just, I guess, a niche or a hobby you really have to get into to actually stay up to date with all that stuff, right? And I think it's kind of I think it's kind of stupid because a lot of the laws don't really make any sense, especially to prior owners. And it's like 1 second, like obviously you can't do anything to prior owners, right? But they want to, and then it's like, but 1 second, 30 million people are criminals, and the next second they're not because they appealed that law. So it just doesn't make any sense, right? But that's the process in a short amount of time. Now, I'll go over the rifles and stuff in a different. Sorry, one more thing. With that lock I was talking about, right? So it's gonna come in its own box from the manufacturer, right? You're gonna get a little box, and it's gonna come with like little. Some come with cleaning tools. Some others come with like 2 clips or magazines, whatever you guys call them, or 3 sometimes. Sometimes you get cheap and only do 2. It's just depending on the manufacturers and what's happening during that time. Um, in California, all the clips are 10 rounds and that's it, right? It's obviously 10 plus 1 because there's one in the chamber, but they're only 10 round clips. Back to the locks that we're explaining, those ones, they're gonna be like I'll show you. So it's gonna be like a cable lock. This one's a really short one, but it does the job. If you don't have one, oh, sorry. If you don't have one, usually they'll need you to get the serial number from the safe you have. If you're thinking about putting in there, and obviously, you should, or you are going to put it in there. What else was I gonna say? Oh. What was I saying? Oh, if you don't have a safe and you don't have a cable lock, most stores or gun dealers, what they'll do is they'll have some already on hand that'll cost like $1 or 2 or even $5, so they're really cheap. Um, so after all that process and stuff, like I said, keep the paperwork. And what you're gonna need is, and what I did, I just went on Amazon or wherever you could find the cheaper parts or whatever. Just make sure it's good quality. You need glasses. They're rated a certain rate. I think it's like R13 or R17. I forgot. It'll show you and it'll tell you. So you need those, and then you need um I guess stuff to protect your hearing. So usually people use those foam kind of earplugs. What you do is you'll crush them up and you'll stuff them inside your ear and let them expand. Those are great. Not really by themselves, right? Because they just absorbed all that sound. What I do is I put those, and I also put those headphones on, whether they're noise canceling or not. They kind of help you when you're shooting, or even when you're at a shooting range with other people, to not get an early stage of tinnitus and stuff like that when you grow older. Just be wary of that.